Hi everyone, I'm Dr.D.Princy, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science with Cyber Security, Dr. SNS Rajalakshmi College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. In this video, we are going to see about Python tuples. Tuples generally used to store multiple items in a single variable. It is a collection of items. The items are in the order and it is not changeable. Tuples are written with round brackets, that is parentheses. For example, I'm creating a tuple named as this tuple is equal to enclose the list of items within the parentheses, which makes the tuple apple, banana, cherry. All the three items are string, so that is why it is enclosed with the double quotation, and the items in the tuples are separated by commas. Access tuple items. After creating the tuple, we are in the place to accessing the tuple items. It is nothing but similar to the array by referring the index number within the square bracket. These items are indexed starting from the 0 and end with the n minus 1. N refers the number of items in the tuple. For example, this tuple equal to apple, banana, cherry. It have three items. Apple having index 0, banana having the index 1, and cherry having index 2. If I'm accessing the elements with the index 1, it returns the value as banana because the index 1 referring the second item, that is banana. Negative indexing. There is some situations to refer the items from the end. So to refer the items from the end, the last item in the tuples having the index -1 before the last item having -2 and so on. For example, this tuple equal to apple, banana, cherry. So when you are accessing from the beginning, apple having index 0, banana having 1 and cherry having 2. When you are accessing from the end, cherry having the index as -1, banana having -2 and apple having -3. I'm print the value of the value which having the index -1. So it returns cherry as the output. Range of indexes. We need to access a set of items from the tuple. So that is called as the range of indexes. In the previous example, we are accessing a single element. Here we are accessing a range of index, means a set of elements from the tuple. So it specify where to start and where to end. So a range means it have a starting point and also the ending point. When we specifying the range, the return value will be a new tuple because it have one or more items. For example, tuple 1 equal to apple, banana, cherry, orange, kiwi. It have 5 elements. So I'm going to print the a set of values from 2 to 4. 2 is the starting index and 4 is the ending index. 4 does not include. Whenever we are specifying the range, the ending range will not be included. Before the ending range will be the result. In this example, apple have 0, banana 1, cherry 2. So it start from 2 and end before the 4, that means ended with the 3. So cherry and orange will be the result of this example. The starting and ending range will be separated by colon. Those should be enclosed with the square bracket. Unpacking a tuple. When we create a tuple, we just assign the value to it by using the parenthesis. That is called as the packing. The items of the tuple are sometimes are assigned to a value back into the variable, that is called as the unpacking. Let's see an example. Fruits equal to apple, banana, cherry. So fruits is a tuple because it enclosed with a parenthesis. Now I assigning the values, items of the tuple into the variables green, yellow, red. So these are the three values, three variables. These variables will hold the values of the tuple fruits. So green hold apple, yellow hold banana and red hold cherry. So when I am printing the value green, yellow, red, it returns the value as apple, banana, cherry. So, once again, I'm repeating that when we creating a tuple, we are assigning the values to the tuple. It is called as the packing. We back store the values to the variable is called as the unpacking. Using asterisk. Asterisk generally refers all. If a number of the variable is less than the number of values, when you are unpacking a tuple, the number of items is greater than the number of variables which are going to unpack. We have to use the remaining values to store as a tuple, a subtuple in the last variable. So for that purpose, we are using the asterisk symbol. For example, fruits is a tuple which having the values apple, banana, cherry, and strawberry. It have 4 values. But when I'm unpacking, I'm using only 3 variables named as green, yellow, and red. So green store first value, yellow store the second value. The remaining 2 values I want to store it in the third variable means before the third variable I'm using an asterisk. So which stores the remaining elements from the tuple. So when I'm printing the variable green, yellow, red, it receives the value as apple, banana, and red returns a subtuple with the elements cherry and strawberry. Joining 2 tuples. It is simply adding 2 tuples into a single one. For that purpose, we are using the a plus operator. Tuple 1 having the values a, b, c. Tuple 2 having the values 1, 2, 3. When I'm combining 2 tuples, tuple 1 plus tuple 2 and make it as a tuple 3, it joining the first tuple elements are added up and the second tuple elements are append to the first tuple. So the resultant tuple 3 having the values A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Multiply tuples. Sometimes we want to performing the what is a Cartesian product, that is multiplying the content of a tuple with a given number of times. For that purpose, we are using the asterisk operator. When you're unpacking the tuple, we are using the asterisk operator. In that place, the asterisk operator performs the storing the remaining values into the last variable. Here, the asterisk operators performing asterisk operator act as the multiplication. So number of times the same set of elements are repeated. Fruits having the values apple, banana, cherry. By multiplying with the 2. That means apple, banana, cherry will be repeated twice. The resultant tuple have apple, banana, cherry, apple, banana, cherry. Tuple methods. Tuple have some built-in methods. Generally, we are using a count method which returns the number of items in a tuple. The second method is index. Index returns the specified index value of the specified items in the tuple. Thank you all.